Senator Bellemare. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please excuse my impatience. I'm a bit nervous about this bill. I was going to table in June. The first reading took place in June 2022, but in fact it was May 4th, 2022. And then we studied this bill at SOCI this fall. And the Standing Committee of Social Affairs, Science and Technology adopted its 18th report regarding my bill S-244 almost unanimously. This bill, order of reference June 14th, 2023, regards the amends the Department of Employment and Social Development Act and the Employment Insurance Act to found an Employment Insurance Council. And I must say immediately that I moved an amendment to my own bill because there was a small error in the writing of the law. This bill was tabled in 2022, as I said, but I've been working on it since 2019. Working on it with all management and unions across organizations across the country. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business, the Canadian Business Council, the Quebec Employers Council, the Canada Labour Congress, Unifor, and so on. I've surely not named all of them. There were several meetings, and then when we created this advisory council in the bill, we added a small sentence requiring at least 3 meetings a year. It's one thing to create a council, but if they never meet, well, so we added that. That was an amendment. So I introduced the amendment when we studied it in committee. I won't take much of your time, but I can tell you that the committee met on November 29th, November 29th, November 30th rather, and it was adopted December 7th. We heard various witnesses, the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, the Federation of Independent Businesses, the Federation of Independent Business, Unifor, the Commissioner of Employment Insurance came to speak as well, and senior officials. All representatives of the labor market spoke in favor of this bill because it's their report. I was simply the coordinator. I won't say too much now because I'll be giving a third reading speech. But this bill, which would set up an advisory council, it really is an attempt to go back to the origins of employment insurance. At the time, it was a tri-party management regime. And gradually, employment insurance evolved under the department's authority, and the labor market partners could no longer express their opinions. So currently, the Employment Insurance Act is part of HR policies in Canada, and if we want good human resource policies and good jobs, productive jobs, sustainable jobs, because productivity is down in Canada, it's very important then, if we want all these things, we must have input from the stakeholders on the market. That's something very important with this bill, that we can have all voices. I don't want to say too much. As I said earlier, I did want to say, however, that this bill aims to give foundations to a social dialogue between the various partners. It will allow them to meet up regularly. In our society, when we want prosperity, we need to find winning solutions for everyone, solutions that are mutually beneficial. Often, we're not used to this type of process, talking with our partners, because we have our specific arena of power as parliamentarians. And solutions for parliamentarians in this arena are not always winning games. And so we need to set up institutions that would set up positive sum games. And this bill arises from, in fact, my career, my life work. I'd like this bill then to go to third reading. I'll wrap up by saying that yesterday we had a meeting. You'll perhaps be able to take a look at all the participants, Perrin Beatty, and so on, Canadian builders, trades, home builders, unions from that area, industry associations. I hope to be able to speak more about this at third reading. And yesterday, everyone said we hope that this bill will be adopted quickly. Thank you very much.